Excellencies, members of the ASEAN Institute for Peace and Reconciliation's Governing Council and Advisory Board, distinguished rector, vice rectors, and distinguished members of the faculty of Universitas Muhammadiyah, Jakarta, dear students and ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very warm welcome to Universitas Muhammadiyah, Jakarta, to the ASEAN Institute for Peace and Reconciliation University Tour. This chapter of the ASEAN-IPR University Tour is brought to you by ASEAN-IPR Indonesia, namely the members of the Governing Council and Advisory Board of ASEAN-IPR. While we are still in the spirit of ASEAN Day, as well as the Indonesian Independence Day, please allow us to wish everyone a very belated happy 56th ASEAN Day and belated happy 78th Independence Day of Indonesia. To begin, please rise for the national anthem of Indonesia, as well as the ASEAN anthem. Thank you. To call upon Mr. Zaki to do the Al-Quran recitation, please. Floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A'udzu billahi minasy syaithanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار فأنقذكم منها كذلك يبين الله لكم آياته لعلكم تهتدون ولتكن منكم أمة يدعون إلى الخير ويأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر وأولئك هم المفلحون وأولئك هم المفلحون صدق الله العظيم والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Thank you, Zaki, for the beautiful recitation. We would now like to invite the Advisory Board Member of ASEAN-IPR Indonesia, Her Excellency Artauli Tobing, to deliver her opening remarks. The floor is yours, Your Excellency.
Dr. Ma'mun Murad Al-Barbasi, Rector of the University of Muhammadiyah, Jakarta, Vice Rectors of the University of Muhammadiyah, Jakarta, Excellencies, Ambassadors, Permanent Representatives, Governing Council of ASEAN-IPR, and also Advisory Board Member, Ambassador Gusti Agung Wesaka Puja, Executive Director of ASEAN-IPR, lecturers of the University of Muhammadiyah, colleagues from the ASEAN-IPR Secretariat and Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Indonesia, students of the University of Muhammadiyah, Jakarta, and other affiliated universities. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to all of you. On behalf of the Chair of the Governing Council of ASEAN-IPR, Ambassador Ngurah Swajaya, it is both a pleasure and a privilege for me to welcome you all to the University Tour of the ASEAN Institute for Peace and Reconciliation, or ASEAN-IPR. We are indeed privileged to have this university tour in collaboration with a prominent university like University Muhammadiyah Jakarta. Terima kasih banyak Bapak Rektor and your colleagues for this opportunity to bring together ASEAN ambassadors to meet with students of the university, to interact and at the same time have a better understanding of ASEAN and the work of ASEAN-IPR. Bapak Rektor, present today from the ASEAN side are ambassadors or permanent representatives or governing council members from Cambodia, Laos PDR, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, and Thailand. In addition, there are 2 advisory board members from Malaysia and myself. We are also happy to have 2 representatives from the Office of the Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity from the Philippines. They all came straight from Manila. Distinguished guests participating in this university tour are approximately 100 plus students and who I'm sure are excited to hear the 3 speakers today, namely from the Executive Director of ASEAN-IPR, who will share with students on what the ASEAN-IPR is all about, followed by a presentation by Dr. Debbie Afianti, a lecturer and researcher from the University of Muhammadiyah, and Ambassador Joy Quintana, who will speak on Youth, Peace, and Security Agenda. After those presentations, there will be a question and answer session, which I feel is a good opportunity for the students to ask questions to the speakers and even to the ambassadors present here. Following these Q&A, there will be a quiz, which I hope the students will actively participate in. These will be all led by our Master of Ceremony, and I wish to remind students to follow closely the 3 presentations that you will hear. Who knows, they might be questions that may arise later on. There will be simultaneously a sharing session or clinic for some selected number of students, which is aimed to have further exchanges with students on ASEAN issues and to encourage students, perhaps, to be interested in peace and conflict issues in ASEAN. Representatives from the Governing Council, ambassadors, and an advisory board member will lead this session. Before concluding, the aim of the university tour, other than introducing ASEAN-IPR, it is also intended to establish linkages or network with relevant academic institutions and organizations towards collaboration and exchanges of expertise and experience on peace, conflict management, and conflict resolution. And also to reach out and engage with universities, colleges, students, and faculty, researchers, and scholars, think tanks, and institutes in promoting interest and opening professional collaboration and opportunities for research on peace, reconciliation, conflict management, conflict resolution, and peace building. The other aim is also to share Indonesia's theme on its chairmanship, namely ASEAN Matters, the epicentrum of growth, and how it is related to ASEAN-IPR's work. Allow me to once again extend our appreciation and thanks to Bapak Rektor and his colleagues. If I may mention also here, Vice Rector Bapak Septa, Ibu Tria Patrianti and her team for this opportunity to collaborate and cooperate. Words of appreciation are also extended to all GC members who have taken the time to come here away from their very busy schedule, the AB from Malaysia, and our 2 special guests from the Philippines. Words of appreciation are also extended to the 3 speakers and facilitators, whom I trust have enriched the experience, especially for the students present here. Thank you also to Ambassador Puja, the Executive Director of ASEAN-IPR, and his colleagues from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Indonesia, and my team from ASEAN-IPR Indonesia for their untiring assistance. Last but not least, thank you to all of you students present here today, despite your semester break. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency Arta Oli Tobing. So I would like to echo what Ambassador Arta just mentioned. So for student participants here, please brush up your knowledge on ASEAN and please pay attention to the 3 presentations later as they will pop up in our quiz session later. Next, it is our honor to invite the Rector of Universitas Muhammadiyah Jakarta, Dr. Ma'mun Murad Al-Barbasi. The floor is yours, sir.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa mawala, la hawla wa la quwata illa billah. The Excellencies, Datuk Sri Ahmad Zamzamin Hashim, ASEAN-IPR Advisory Board, Ambassador I Gusti Agung Wesaka Puja, Executive Director of ASEAN-IPR, Mr. Pog Thin, Deputy of Permanent Representative of Singapore to ASEAN, Direktur Rowena Lopez, Director of OPAPRU, ASEAN-IPR Governing Council, Mr. Rio Miguel, Peace Program Officer OPAPRU, Orawade Stipiora, Latifah Zaini, Aung Mio Min, Boranetat Dongcak, Heng Harith, Heng Sarit, Nur Azizah Wong Mi Chu, Hjayceelyn Quintana, and Ngurah Suwajaya. Our speaker, Mbak Debbie Avianti, our lecturer, Vice Rector, Dean, Vice Dean, first of all, I would like to welcome ASEAN Institute for Peace and Reconciliation, or ASEAN-IPR, to Universitas Muhammadiyah Jakarta. Our university in the oldest among 172 universities across nation. I thank ASEAN-IPR for choosing our university to organize event that influence peace as a good form of spreading knowledge and understanding to our students. In the past 30 years, Muhammadiyah has engaged in various international affairs such as peacekeeping operation and humanitarian activities. This engagement indicates that Muhammadiyah has contributed to global community with its action apply Islamic principles. Muhammadiyah select peace, conflict resolution, and humanitarian activities to engage in regional arena since those are in line with Muhammadiyah standard of activism, which pay much attention to welfare-oriented activities. In regional area, Muhammadiyah has engaged in peace talk in Mindanao, Moro, Southern Filipina. The reconciliation project in southern Thailand, Patani and Yala, and else. As for University Muhammadiyah Jakarta, engagement in peace is not new. The last couple of years, Muhammadiyah diplomatic step in engage Thai Muslim issues was picked up by the Muhammadiyah education institution. One strategy why that Muhammadiyah can play a part is through education project. Muhammadiyah has the capacity to host hundreds of students from southern Thailand to study at Muhammadiyah universities in Indonesia. These two include in Universitas Muhammadiyah Jakarta. Therefore, from time to time, it is hoped that Muhammadiyah will play increasingly active and influential role in the international arena to various cooperation to strengthen the capacity of Islamic campus in building peace and reconciliation in the region. Let us continue to improve and maintain the spirit to always work hand in hand to form peace in the ASEAN. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have a pre-recorded message from the representative of Indonesia to the ASEAN-IPR Governing Council, or the current chair of ASEAN-IPR Governing Council, from His Excellency Ngurah Swajaya.
Professor Dr. Ma'mun Murad Al-Barbasi, Director of the University of Muhammadiyah, Jakarta, Excellencies, members of the Governing Council and Advisory Board of ASEAN-IPR, Ambassador Gusti Agung Wesaka Puja, Executive Director of the ASEAN-IPR, lecturers of the University of Muhammadiyah, Jakarta, colleagues from the ASEAN-IPR Secretariat and Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Indonesia, students of University of Muhammadiyah, Jakarta, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A very good morning to all of you. First and foremost, allow me to extend my apologies for not being able to attend the event in person. I have always enjoyed going to universities and to meet as well as interact with our future leaders. But due to prior commitments and meetings, I am unable to join the event today. Let me take this opportunity to thank Pak Rektor and University of Muhammadiyah Jakarta for arranging and supporting this ASEAN-IPR University Tour. This is the first ASEAN-IPR University Tour after the COVID-19 pandemic, and we are excited to arrange many more of such events in the near future. ASEAN-IPR University Tour has always been an important outreach activities. It provides an opportunity to raise awareness on the roles and mandates of the ASEAN-IPR to university students, members of the faculties, researchers, and also academics. Enable us also to create a better understanding and appreciation to peace and stability as an objective that we must all earn. This is also the first university tour under Indonesia's chairmanship with the theme of ASEAN Matters, Epicentrum of Growth. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, adik-adik mahasiswa Universitas Muhammadiyah Jakarta. Indonesia's chairmanship in ASEAN is carried out in the midst of uncertainties in the global situations. However, under this chairmanship, we managed to lead the big ASEAN ship to continue sailing together. Under this chairmanship theme, we aspire to respond and provide solutions to current regional and global challenges with a positive perspective, cooperation, collaboration, and optimism. There are three important pillars of this theme. The first is ASEAN Matters. The second is Epicentrum of Growth. And the third, ensuring concrete implementation of the ASEAN Outlook on the Indo-Pacific through organizing the first ever ASEAN Indo-Pacific Forum, a forum to discuss economic cooperation, strengthening regional supply chains, particularly in the Indo-Pacific. This chairmanship cannot be considered successful if it is not inclusive and focused on the people of ASEAN, especially the young generations. Therefore, today's university tour is important to ensure our young generation's involvement and participation in the community, in the ASEAN community building process. Especially in this regard, we are talking about ASEAN Institute for Peace and Reconciliation. Youth plays an important role in preventing violence and establishing, maintaining peace in the future. As agent of peace, youth can use their energy and creativity to maintain peace by connecting with the other young generations in the region and also engage in a dialogue as well as engage with the local communities. Using digital diplomacy, such as social media and online collaboration to create impactful change for the world as well as to create a culture for peace. Together with the ASEAN Institute for Peace and Reconciliation, I hope our participants today can learn more and also understand the issue of peace, the importance of reconciliations, as well as the importance of the participation of young generation, especially university students, to create and also promote the culture for peace. So for those students who will take part in the sharing session or clinic later on, please use this opportunity to engage with the ambassadors of ASEAN member states who will be your facilitators in this clinic. And I also hope that the ASEAN Institute for Peace and Reconciliation, which has already been there for more than a decade, this event will provide a unique opportunity for all of the university students, the professors, as well as the academicians to engage further with ASEAN and also to discuss way of mainstreaming peace, promoting a culture of peace, and understanding reconciliation and peacemaking. As I always say, that peace is not coming from the sky, we have to earn. And that is the reason why we need the participations of all of the young generations, especially the students, to promote and maintain peace and stability, not only in each of the ASEAN member states, but also in the region and beyond. I wish all of you a fruitful discussion today and look forward to read the outcomes of this discussion. Once again, I wish to thank Pak Rektor, all of the professors, the Executive Director of ASEAN-IPR, as well as my colleague, the ambassadors, the members of Governing Council of ASEAN Institute for Peace and Reconciliation, as well as the Executive Board for participation. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Ambassador Ngurah. Before we proceed, we now come to the most important part of the program, which is a photo session. So may we invite respectfully members of the Governing Council and the Advisory Board, as well as the Rector and members of a faculty of Universitas Muhammadiyah Jakarta to go on the stage. I also need the help of my colleagues from ASEAN-IPR Secretariat and ASEAN-IPR Indonesia, perhaps to organize the flow. Please, Excellencies, the photo session will be up on the stage. All right, if we have everyone on board, we need your best smile. 1, 2, 3. Another one. 1, 2, 3. Should we do one with the ASEAN way, Excellencies? Okay, so for those who are not in the know, yes, there we go. Just follow along. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, guys, do you have everyone has it? Yeah, all good? Okay, Excellencies, thank you so much. You may return to your seats, please. So now we come to the core of our program, which is three presentations coming from the Executive Director of ASEAN-IPR, one of UMJ's distinguished lecturer and Executive Director of Laboratory of Indonesian and Global Studies, as well as Her Excellency Representative of the Philippines to the ASEAN-IPR Governing Council. So may we respectfully invite Ambassador Gusti Agung Wesaka Puja, Ibu Debbie Afianti, and Ambassador Quintana to take their places on the stage. Just a few house rules before we begin. The presentation and our Q&A later will be done in English. Each presenter will have 10 minutes for their presentation. So once a while, please look at the M.Si because we'll be doing a bit of a timekeeping. And we want everyone to relax and keep it as informal as possible. So first and foremost, I have the honor to introduce His Excellency Gusti Agung Wesaka Puja, Executive Director of ASEAN Institute for Peace and Reconciliation, to introduce the Institute and sharing its achievements and milestones. So Ambassador Puja, the floor is yours, please, sir.
Thank you so much, Paiva, for the introductions. Excellencies, dear Rector, Vice Rectors, lecturers, dear students, a very good morning to all of you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So before I proceed, actually, let me first congratulate ASEAN for the ASEAN Day on 8th of August last week, and also for the Indonesian's Independence Day yesterday. If I may ask you, what you think the best link between the ASEAN Day and the Indonesian's Independence Day? Anyone knows what the best and unique link actually? Nobody knows actually about the numbers. You know, ASEAN celebrating 56 years this year, and this year also Indonesian Independence Day celebrating 78 years. So if you connect the numbers, 5, 6, 7, 8. What a coincidence, right? So, well, let me continue. When you listen the ASEAN anthem, what the unique and specific praise that you remember? Raise your flag high, sky high. But one sentence that struck me always with the ASEAN anthem is, you dare, or we dare to dream, we care to share. We care to share in particular, because this actually what we wish to do, to care, to share with you what we are doing so far, both in ASEAN and also within the ASEAN Institute for Peace and Reconciliation. As this is the university tour that we have for this year. Actually, if we flash back, this is something that we have been doing for some time. So back to the during the before the COVID with the University of Indonesia, and even during the COVID virtually with OPAPRU, the Philippines, and last year in Laos, Vientiane, we had the university too. And this time here in this university, a beautiful university. And of course, we are looking forward next year, the following years, for others university tour, hopefully in Cambodia, or even back to the Philippines, or in Thailand, or even in Malaysia and Myanmar later on. Let me begin. So, dear colleagues and friends, Excellencies, this year in particular, we had the summit and the ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting both in April and in July last month. So anybody, if you in particular had the opportunity to look at the chairman's statement of the summit and also the joint communique of the ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting. So in which paragraph that in particular the leaders, summit and the foreign ministers acknowledge the work of the ASEAN Institute for Peace and Reconciliation. If you look at carefully, the chairman's statements of ASEAN Summit, paragraph 50 in particular, so this acknowledge, the leaders acknowledge the work of the ASEAN-IPR. And in paragraph 60 of the joint communique, also the foreign ministers acknowledge the work of the ASEAN-IPR. Well, when we talk about ASEAN, and in particular the ASEAN-IPR, this is something not really an isolated case, because if you look at the 55 years of ASEAN and 56 actually, so this is what ASEAN has been doing in an evolution way. ASEAN from an association of states to community of nations, and of course before ASEAN from an area of enmity to a regions of amity. Before ASEAN established from an environment of conflict to an environment of peace and non-confrontations, I think we all remember how the distrust established before, and then we created a reservoir of mutual trust recently. And of course, now ASEAN as an area of developing countries with high degree of economic growth, and last but not least, also ASEAN provided platforms for dialogue for regional and major powers on a wide range of issues. So, of course, we are not immune from so many challenges that occurred within our regions. Of course, the security challenges posed by old issues, such as unresolved border issues and internal conflicts, still exist in our regions. Contemporary security challenges such as radicalization, human trafficking, violent extremism, climate change, and geopolitical rivalries, which we call it as non-traditional security issues, as this is what we are foreseeing some in the future. And of course, the challenges of course also given the increasing complexity, it is not only the governments or track one institutions to take care and the only actors of this endeavor. We need collaborations, we need also cooperation with the civil societies, the academicians, etc., together to solve the issues. And actually, this is where the ASEAN-IPR would enter the picture. So next is, as you are fully aware, probably ASEAN Institute for Peace and Reconciliation was established in Phnom Penh by our leaders on 18th of November 2012. Now we are entering the 11 years of the institute, which mandate on peace, conflict resolutions, reconciliation, and also, of course, post-conflict peace building. Our relevant stakeholders, those includes government institutions, academic institutions, civil societies, women, and youth groups in particular. Of course, we are very much actually established under the action lines of the ASEAN Political Security Community Blueprint 2009-2015, which would be another blueprint probably which cover next year for 2025. So the functions of the ASEAN-IPR, Excellencies, distinguished colleagues, as you are fully aware probably, research, capacity building, pool of experts, networking, knowledge hubs, and also disseminating informations to those who interested in. The ASEAN-IPR structures, those actually first and foremost the ASEAN Political Security Community Councils, supported by relevant senior officials, and of course the governing councils, which consists of the excellencies here, 9 of them actually the members of the Committee of Permanent Representative of ASEAN in Jakarta, and we have Ambassador Ngurah Swajaya as our chair, the current chair. And of course, there is one executive directors, and of course, the advisory board, the 2 of them are here with us. Then pool of experts, in particular the ASEAN Women Peace Registry consists of 27 women all over ASEAN countries. Then here, within the regional architecture, so we engage with our colleagues and partners in our regions. So this is actually because ASEAN-IPR as a tool and platform for stakeholders in participating and contributing to the ASEAN community building process. So what is the priority research of ASEAN? We have quite a long list of priority areas, dear colleagues, in particular on conflict management, peace and conflict resolutions, post-conflict peace buildings. You can look at those long lists of priority research areas. In particular, of course, we engage more youth in this respect. So we have also established quite robust networking partners, institutions from the ASEAN member states, and also other institutions like the, of course, OPARPU, the Rajaratnam School of International Studies in Singapore, ISIAS, Swiss Peace, CIPRI, the Humanitarian Dialogue Center, also international organizations, the OSCE, United Nations, IGAD, the CAICID, etc., the European Unions, especially this is the activities and we had with them in the past. Even I recall in Phnom Penh last year, the Secretary General of ASEAN visited our exhibitions in Phnom Penh. Of course, with regard to the aspirational visions, we were invited by the high-level task force to express our aspirational goals and visions in the future, those including the future functions of ASEAN-IPR as the hub and also as center of excellence for peace and reconciliations, and also engaging more on non-traditional security issues. Of course, we give more focus on women through the WPS, Women, Peace and Security, and through the YPS agenda, Youth, Peace and Security agenda. But on the pipelines, we have quite numbers of activities which we will focus and we are, of course, engaging with. Next is on the 3-year work plan. Of course, we established our 3-year work plan until this year, and next year we will have another 3 years work plans. Basically, this is to guide the ASEAN-IPR in implementing its mandate and functions as stipulated in the term of reference. And those actually activities implementing 10 action lines in the blueprint, generating priority research areas for the institute, and of course the to prepare another 3-year work plan for 2024-2026 to contribute to the ASEAN community post-2025 visions. So this, among others, the publications that ASEAN-IPR has produced. In 2019 on Mindanao, in particular, this is the lesson learned from a process of conflicts resolutions between the government of the Republic of the Philippines and the Moro National Liberation Front, as mediated by Indonesia in 1993-1996. And of course, in 2022, Aceh case, this one, peace building and post-tsunami recovery. And another book actually we published is on the sustaining peace in ASEAN and the Asia Pacifics, preventive diplomacy measures, which we published last year. But this book actually is a bit expensive because it is sold by our publisher in Singapore. The cost is about 88 Singaporean dollars. You can find it in somewhere in bookstore. Of course, we produce also some working paper series. The titles varies from the impact of Myanmar nationwide ceasefire, lesson learned from the peace village in Indonesia, cohesion in the time of conflicts, local women and peace building in Thailand, and also the responsibility to provide. This is some articles that we published last year. And on the ASEAN-IPR capacity building activities, we have numbers of activities on mainstreaming peace and reconciliation in Southeast Asia, ASEAN-IPR training program on WPS, ASEAN IPR training on interreligious and intercultural dialogues, and also discussion on current trends, emerging threat on peace and security in the regions. We have also training on tech. Ambassador, see you then. Thank you so much for joining us. All the best. And also on youth tech. Last year we had this training program. So on ASEAN Women for Peace and Registry, as one of the pool of expertise that we established in 2018, thanks to the strong supports from the Philippines, especially the governing councils of the members of the Philippines, who pushed this establishment of the ASEAN Women for Peace Registry. It was established in the Philippines in 2018. This is a manifestation of ASEAN-IPR functions on creating pool of expertise. Of course, since then, the 27th of the members of the ASEAN Women Peace Registry has been very, very active in promoting women peace and security agenda in our regions. So this is some of those activities in Bangkok, also in Jakarta. This is in Manila.
ED, apologies, you have 1 minute.
Yes, I have a couple of minutes. Still have numbers of slides. So this is the projects on the WPS since 2015 until last year. We have the OPER has quite numbers of activities, very, very active activities indeed. Of course, the networking functions as what we are doing today, University Tour, focus group discussion. This is one of the flagships that we are carrying out as an institution. Of course, the discussion series also very, very unique and as a flagship of ASEAN for Peace and Reconciliation. You can look at our websites on those themes of the ASEAN-IPR discussion series. Of course, we involve youth so much as we are fully aware that youth will be and should be the agent of peace, especially in our regions. We have these programs on youth, YouTube shorts for the ASEAN-IPR, which involve youth in this respect. So this is the ASEAN-IPR projects on youth, starting from 2018 until last year. We have quite numbers of activities involving youth in particular. And of course, we just published last year's ASEAN poems. This is in addition to what the outreach programs has been conducted by the ASEAN for Peace and Reconciliation, including peace message, videos, online discussion forum, and publication of ASEAN's peace poem. So, dear colleagues, friends, excellencies, peace is not one event. This is not something out of the blue. Peace is something that we should nurture within ourselves and among ourselves. So that's all my presentation. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Executive Director Puja. Next, we would like to invite Ibu Debbie Afianti. Ibu Debbie is a lecturer here at Universitas Muhammadiyah, Jakarta, and she is also the Executive Director of Laboratory of Indonesian and Global Studies at the Faculty of Social Sciences, Social Political Sciences of Universitas Muhammadiyah, Jakarta. So she will do a presentation on research gap in peace studies in Southeast Asia. So Ibu Debbie, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, Excellencies, Ibu Artauli Tobing, His Excellency Pak Puja, Ambassador Puja, and then Excellency Ibu Hjayceelyn, and also distinguished guests, our Rector, Professor Mahmud Murad, and also the Vice Rectors and also the Deans of all faculties in Universitas Muhammadiyah Jakarta, as well as our students here. Today I would like to present about the research on conflict resolutions and peace in Southeast Asia, how we map the current researches or studies about conflict resolutions as well as peace process in the region. So I use two applications. POP, published or Paris, and also Post Viewers from the year of 2018 and also 2023. I found 200 articles on the journals. And before we go to the findings, we should focus on what is the significance of research? Why is it important? The first is to capture phenomenon and gather evidence for theories. This is for the academic settings, for the universities as well as think tank or research institutes. The second is to develop knowledge in a field of study, and then the third is to evaluate existing problems and provide deep analysis, and the last one is for the practical things, to offer recommendation for policy or further actions. This is in the form of policy briefs and others. So what is the findings? Next, please. So can you make it bigger, please? No, not the second, still the first. Still, you cannot see. Okay, I will read how to read this finding. The first is, if we see, this is, there are 3 clusters here related to the researches that have been conducted and published in the journal, international journals, since 2018 until now. There are 200 journals. And if we make the clusterization, the first cluster, it consists of 5 items. It's about AIPR, as in IPR is the first topic. And then the second is about conflict. The third is about conflict resolution, the fourth reconciliation, and the fifth Southeast Asia. And then the second cluster, there are 3 items. It consists of Asian, peace, and security. And the third cluster, only 2 items. It's about Indonesia and the role of Indonesia. So next, if we see here, according, is it the first or the second? Okay. We see here at the bottom, it's the yellow, the green until the yellow. The yellow, this is about the year, being the year of published of the journal articles, journals related with the peace, international conflict resolutions, and Southeast Asia. So we see the yellow one, it's the newest one. And we see the role of Indonesia is the newest one that is being studied by the scholars. So in the previous years, Indonesia has not been much focused, being focused by the scholars to be researched. But if we see AIPR, it's in a rather violet color. So not yet, the second still. Okay. We see here conflict resolution, peace is the bigger theme. And then reconciliation. But ASEAN is still few. It's still tiny dot. Okay, next. Next slide, please. Next. The third. Okay, so we see here the density, how the theme is being very much studied. It's about peace. Peace is the most saturated theme in the research. And then the second one is conflict resolution, and then IPR. AIPR is ranks number 4. And then ASEAN still not yet. And the role of Indonesia also still very, very young being studied. And Southeast Asia also still not being the focus. So it means that it is our homework to do many researches related to the resolution, conflict resolution and also peace in Southeast Asia. Because if we see here, the most cites the article journal is only the one with the title very general, Understanding Conflict Resolution. This is written by Wallenstein in 2018. It is cited by 1,104 people around the world. But according to the published or Paris, only 258 people quoted article with the title ASEAN and the Diplomacy of Accommodation. So it's very wide gap between 1,000 with the general theme, with the ASEAN theme, only hundreds. So in Universitas Muhammadiyah Jakarta, in the political science study program, we have a subject on a lecture on international relations on Southeast Asia. So we focus on Asian as well as ASEAN member countries issues. And right now there are 18 students who are about to take the thesis, the final, assignment from our study program. There are 18 titles related with the efforts of IPR in promoting the peace values in Southeast Asia, and then efforts of IPR in capacity building of peace actors in Southeast Asia, and then efforts of IPR in the implementation of UN Resolution 1325 on women, peace, and security, and then the challenges of IPR in the effort of conflict resolution in Southeast Asia, and then the challenges of ASEAN in conflict, in resolving the ethnic problems of Rohingya in Myanmar, and then the cooperation of civil society of Indonesia and Southern Thailand in peace building in South Thailand. This is the case study of Muhammadiyah. And then the agency of women in peace building in the aftermath of Bangsamoro agreement with the government of Philippines, and then the role of a women organization in the establishment of the RAN P3 AKS. This is the National Action Plan of Protection and Empowering Women and Children in the Social Conflict in Indonesia, and then the role of Women Ulama's Congress in promoting peace values to the world, and then the agencies of women in implementing UN Resolution 1325 about women, peace, and security in Aceh, and then the agency of women in implementing UN Resolution 1325 about women, peace, and security in Ambon, and then the agency of women in the implementation of UN resolution on 1325 about women, peace, and security in Poso. And the next one, the role of youth in implementing the resolution of 2020-50 about youth, peace, and security in Indonesia, the study case of Ma'arif Institute. And then the role of youth in implementation of UN resolution on 2020-50 about youth, peace, and security in Indonesia, the study case of PeaceGen, and then the effort of Pokja Thematis of RAN-PE, the National Action Plan of Preventing Violent Extremism in Indonesia, in implementing the resolution of 2020-50 regarding youth, peace, and security, and also the challenges of Muhammadiyah in providing humanitarian aid to Myanmar, and then the efforts of Muhammadiyah in promoting Islam Wasatiyah in Southeast Asia. So there are a wide range of topics that our students are undertaking right now, and hopefully that ASEAN-IPR can accommodate those students with many resources that we can share later on. And also another finding that we have found from the two applications that we have mapped up. The first is there are not many researches on conflict resolution and peace in Southeast Asia. Many researches on conflict resolution and peace, but not in Southeast Asia. Most of them still in South China Sea and then in Africa and other areas. And then most of those researches focus on state actors. State actors are still the dominant actors in the research. And also non-state actors' action at the grassroots levels are still not being captured very well. And there are few of researches related with gender issues, including the implementation of UNHCR 1325 on women, peace, and security in the region. And also some of the critical non-traditional issues related to climate change, violent extremism, cybersecurity, migration, and humanitarian crisis, and also the situation in Myanmar. And then few researches related with UNHCR 2020-50 on youth, peace, and security, while actually there are still 5 key pillars that need to be analyzed, like participation, protection, prevention, partnership, and disengagement and reintegration for the youth engagement. So I think these are our findings about the researches related with the peace and also conflict resolution in Southeast Asia. Hopefully we can forge cooperation later on. So the ASEAN-IPR and also Universitas Muhammadiyah can have big pool of expertise on international peace and as well as a regional mechanism for conflict resolution. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Ibu Debbie. Next, we would like to invite Ambassador Joy Quintana, the representative of the Philippines to the ASEAN-IPR Governing Council, as well as the permanent representative of the Philippines to ASEAN. Ambassador Joy will be presenting Introduction to Youth, Peace and Security Agenda, as the Philippines have been one of the ASEAN member states who have been championing women, peace and security, as well as youth, peace and security agendas in the region. So Ambassador Joy, the floor is yours, ma'am.
Thank you, Rifat. It's always very good to be in a university setting. It makes me feel young. So, and Rifat, I promised you I have a prepared speech. I practiced it. I probably would just be over by 1 minute. So I will keep to the time. Salamat pagi, Excellencies, colleagues in the Governing Council, members of the Advisory Board of the IPR, our GC Chair, Pak Mura, Ibu Arta, Pak Puja, esteemed Rector of our host university, Dr. Mamun Murod Al-Barbasi, fellow speakers, dear professors, and students of the UMG, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I think it's not too late. The other speakers already said it. I wish to greet you, Selamat Hari Kemerdekaan. Yes. As I went around downtown Jakarta, it was very nice to see the whole city festooned with the red and white colors of the Indonesian flag. And now here in Tangerang, Selatan, I see that this is also true, not only in central Jakarta, but pretty much in the whole country, I suppose. As I also went around town yesterday, it was good to see many young Indonesians showing their patriotic fervor. So thank you to the respective chairs of the Governing Council and Advisory Board of the ASEAN Institute of Peace for Peace and Reconciliation for timing this unit tour during the Kemerdekaan week, because this would certainly provide a great experience for us in seeing how another part of Jakarta outside of our immediate working environment celebrate a milestone in the life of a nation. I understand that the Muhammadiyah movement also has a long history, dating back to more than a century, or 1912 to be exact. I did a quick research, and I'm very impressed to find out that the Muhammadiyah group operates 128 universities as of the late 1990s and runs a large chain of charity hospitals. So give yourself a big round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I truly appreciate this privilege that I have been given to speak about the youth and peace agenda in such an illustrious setting and before the young academic community. Actually, it was from the Indonesians that I first heard that the Philippines was the first in Asia, and not just in Southeast Asia, to adopt a National Action Plan on Youth Peace and Security, or NAPYPS. When it was launched exactly a year ago, or on 30 August 2022, it was also considered the fourth of its kind in the world. So I am quite sure that this is the basis why I have been assigned this topic for today's program. Initiated in 2017, the NAPYPS is a 10-year plan that will be guiding my country's policymakers in strengthening the role of young people in peace building, governance, protection of human rights, and furthering global and national sustainable development agendas. That it is the first, however, is only one of its distinctions. NAPYPS not only incorporated the insights and perspectives of its wide variety of stakeholders, its establishment was led by the very stakeholders it is meant to engage, the youth themselves. Youth leadership is a value very close to the heart of the Filipino people. When I think about why this is so, I would venture a guess, and that it is greatly because we had an example of a national hero who has done great things in the prime of his youth. At 18 years of age, our national hero, Jose Rizal, won first prize for his poem written in Spanish entitled A la Juventud Filipina, or in English, To the Philippine Youth. It was written in 1879 while he was a student in the University of Santo Tomas, as his entry in the poetry contest organized by the Manila Lyceum of Art and Literature. You can see from the screen, he opened the poem with these words translated into English. Hold high the brow serene, O youth, where now you stand. Let the bright sheen of your grace be seen, fair hope of the fatherland. These words have rung true for generations of Filipino youth, many to find active roles in society and nation building. Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim is one of those who is considered a Rizal aficionado, and once called Dr. Jose Rizal as a precursor of Asian Renaissance. Sadly, Dr. Rizal also died a young martyr's death, but he has written many things that still resonate in the consciousness of Filipinos to this day. So when the United Nations Security Council Resolution number 2250 was unanimously adopted in 2015, its key observations confirmed what the Philippines already knew as true. Firstly, that today's generation of youth is the largest the world has ever known. Secondly, that young people often form the majority of the population of countries affected by armed conflict. Thirdly, that young people have a major role to play in the resolution and prevention prevention of conflict. So as with the Philippines and NAPYPS, Resolution 2250 urges United Nations member states to facilitate an enabling environment in which youth actors are recognized and provided with adequate support. It further urges UN member states to increase their political, financial, technical, and logistical support that take account of the needs and participation of youth in peace efforts, in conflict and post-conflict situations. It also encourages all those involved in the planning for disarmament, demobilization, and reintegration to consider the needs of youth affected by armed conflict. Here in ASEAN, the joint statement on promoting the Youth, Peace, and Security Agenda, adopted at the 28th ASEAN Regional Forum in 2021, likewise paints a picture of the youth as being among the world's most vulnerable, both to the recruitment and threat of extremism, but also potentially its most potent voice for peace and reconciliation. It encourages and supports youth in developing and participating in networks at all levels to develop partnerships, to build inclusive communities, and promote a culture of peace, tolerance, intercultural, and interreligious dialogue involving the youth. Going back to the NAPYS of the Philippines, it is truly a historic milestone for the Filipino youth. Who better then than our own youth to lead the formation of the National Action Plan for their empowerment? The Philippine National Action Plan was written by young people. Their draft was circulated to a multi-stakeholder group where academic institutions, civil society organizations, and national government agencies were able to contribute. On its last and final editing, government agencies such as the Department of Interior and Local Government, Department of Education, Philippine Commission on Women, National Youth Commission, Office of Presidential Advisor on Peace, Reconciliation, and Unity, Juvenile Justice and Welfare Council, Technical Education and Skills Development Authority, partnered with the editors to finalize their respective pillars. The young actors or authors of the National Action Plan asked to be considered equal partners in peace and security. They asked for trust from the government, and they rallied their fellow youth to meaningfully participate in peace. I think you're seeing some of the pictures when they were launching this action plan. So these are the voices of the youth, those who wrote this action plan. Core writer Carmela Francesca Adelantar spoke about the challenge she had in the protection pillar to grasp and represent the myriad of challenges of Filipino youth in armed conflict. Brian De Los Santos shared the importance of moving away from treating young people as beneficiaries to actually considering them true and equal partners. Abdul Rahman shared his insights as a young leader and public servant from Tawi-Tawi, and those affected by armed conflict reintegrate into society more fully. Lastly, Daniel, who represented the Sangguniang Kabataan, one of the most unique youth government structures in the world, and how the SK could be maximized to play a big role in the youth peace security agenda. Our confidence in the capacity of young people to shape national policy on peace and security is well informed by the vital support they lend to efforts like the Bangsamoro peace process, both through assisting informal peace talks and through popular advocacies outside of them. Last November, during the ASEAN-UN Summit, our President, President Marcos, conveyed the Philippines' commitment to the Youth, Peace, and Security agenda, noting our launch of this National Action Plan on YPS. And I am pleased to note that the United Nations Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, commended the Philippines for its commitment and advocacy for youth empowerment, peace building, and security initiatives. So it is in this light of this recognition of the potential of the youth in furthering peace and reconciliation in ASEAN that I invite fellow ASEAN member states, which have yet to do so, to develop their own action plans involving the youth in the peace and security agenda. Moreover, I invite all of you as young scholars to consider your potential role. In line with this university tour, I encourage you to work on academic theses related to the role of youth in the peace and security. Your research must be driven by fresh insights, new perspectives, seeking the first-hand views of those who are on the ground and directly involved in peace efforts, including peace talks or dialogues, conflict and post-conflict situations. Ladies and gentlemen, you may have heard it said that the future belongs to those who will live to see it. And that is true enough. But to you with the daring to steer this ASEAN region into a firmer and more prosperous peace, to you I say, the future belongs to those willing to see and build it. I look forward to your active participation and role in shaping the future of Indonesia, anchored on the peace and security agenda. Thank you. Terima kasih.
Salamat po, Ambassador Joy. So ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the interactive session. So, wow, we already have one hand. I really like the spirit. Okay, so we will take 3 questions first. Please identify yourself, your name, and perhaps what faculty or what year you're in, and whether you would like to direct your question to one of our speakers, or also we have some distinguished members of our governing council as well as advisory board. So you're free to direct your questions to anyone, and please be respectful when you pose your questions. So first one, go ahead. Yes.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tiara Masrifa Lubis. I am the member of English Student Association from Muhammadiyah Professor Dr. Hamka University. In my opinion, when peace comes to us, it means as human being we can empower all the aspects of our lives. Example, our potential, skills, and developing it, and become a better human being. As a country, also the same. I think as a country, when peace comes to the countries, it may take all way that the country can empower all the aspects of their life, or maybe of their aspects, I mean it's such economic, social, and the others of that connection with human being. And when we talk about the peace, as a ASEAN now, as I know, that we still a developing country. It means we still have the connection, or we still have help from the other country. Beside, I mean, example, Singapore maybe. And my question is, how can we make the peace happen in ASEAN when we, as the member of the ASEAN, not have all the, what is it mean, all the, maybe we can say all the power to take control of the aspect of our lives or of our country, maybe in Indonesia. In Indonesia, I will make the example in Indonesia. In Indonesia, as one of the figure of Muhammadiyah, Amin Rais, said on his channel, YouTube channel, I mean, he said that 1950, if I'm not mistaken, or 98, Indonesian land is managed or is mastered by China. How can this possible? As what we can see as a young generation, how I can face this situation when we talk about the peace. As in my country, I don't feel the peace. And maybe there are so many, there are so many proof that I may not talk in this session maybe, but this is the example that I still remember. But how can we talk about the peace as a country and ASEAN? Just now, we can see we don't have our rights as human being in our country. Example, as my country in Indonesia, and the others, maybe, I don't know, but maybe it is same, except maybe Singapore. That's my question. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi. Thank you for your question. Sorry, just to get your name right, was that Nadia? Tiara. Okay. Thank you so much for your question, Tiara. We will take, I think, 3 questions first. So after Tiara's question, may I... okay, we have one gentleman there. Please identify yourself. Please try to keep it short and sweet. Thank you so much.
Okay, good morning, audience. I introduce myself. My name is Rifki Baikisaphan. I'm from University of Muhammadiyah, Jakarta. I have a questions for all of the speaker in front of us. Why do we only find peace in the countries where the people, where most of people are prosperous or rich, like the developed country, like in Europe or something, China or something. From that fact, do we really only need to create community prosperity to create peace? Okay, that's it, the question.
Okay, thank you so much, Rifki, for your question. We will take one more question. Oh, yes. Sir, please. Right here. Please identify yourself and your question, please.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Asep Setiawan, a lecturer from University Muhammadiyah, Jakarta. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My question basically for Ambassador Gusti Agung Wesaka Puja. You mentioned that ASEAN-IPR is involved in managing resolution conflict in ASEAN region and the surrounding area, I suppose. One of the hotspots in the region is the conflict of South China Sea. And I don't have what do you think the ASEAN-IPR involved in resolution this conflict due to the Chinese government and the China power now more assertive in establishing its power than before. And if we mention that Ambassador Queen Chana and Ibu Debbie, that the involving non-actors in resolution is quite important. Whether ASEAN-IPR has involved the youth on women to connect ASEAN regions and the other countries like Chinese and the neighbors country to find the solution in conflict of China, because the conflict is, the approach of the conflict, as Ibu Debbie mentioned, is state's approach, and up to now, it's still and remain unresolved, whether with Philippines and China and Vietnam also. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Pa Asep, for your question. So I think all 3 questions can be answered by any of the speakers, or also we would like to give the floor as well to members of the Governing Council or Advisory Board present here. So I think if I may recap a bit from Tiara and Rifki, I think the questions are quite similar in terms of, you know, countries being independent to determine their own prosperity, for example. And then I think the second question is the relation between a country's development, economic development and prosperity with peace. And then the third, about the South China Sea, I will leave this to Edie and our distinguished members of the Governing Council to answer. So the floor is yours, Excellencies.
Rifat, I asked for to go first, And with permission of ED here, I just would like to comment on the first question. It's not really a direct comment, but I'd like to highlight something that probably not a lot of people know. The role of Indonesia in the Southern Philippines problem. So we all have our problems, internal problems, but I think the Philippines has shown a good example by reaching out to a fellow ASEAN to help us with our conflict. And it borne very good results, okay? So I think what I need to highlight is this, that we can actually help each other within ASEAN. There's no country that has no problems. Maybe it's just a different nature. But I read this book that was produced by IPR, which is written actually by a Filipino, Jamil Maidan Flores, who I met only recently. And so I think that if we reach out to each other, I think that's my main message. And on the South China Sea, I think the role of the academic community is to come up with ideas. These are complex problems, and we need the support of everyone, academic community, thinkers, average citizens. Let your voices be heard so that there's no one narrative that will dominate, that we're able to balance things out, that we're able to hear each other's views. It's a process. As Edie said earlier, it's not an overnight thing. It is something that you work on. So that is actually, I think, the message that I can convey today. Thank you.
Thank you, ambassadors. Very inspiring indeed. And all those three questions are it's not only important, but very intriguing indeed, especially for us. And thank you so much for those very good questions. Well, let me just emphasize again about peace. Of course, when you imagining about peace, peace is not something that you look at on the sky, a white dove or flying over the rainbow and bringing branch of olive trees, or peace is calm before the storm. But what actually is more important about peace is how you nurture it. This is something that in the future we can together develop a culture of peace. This is actually what our mandate here, and that's why we are engaging all of you here. Together we create the culture of peace, not only within our country or within our region, but if possible, how we also can contribute to the peace in the globe, which currently very, very challenging situations. And referring to the first questions from Mbak Tiara, well, we have to separate between rhetoric, politics, and data. I believe what we need to know more actually is about data. Whether those numbers, percentage that you just presented is a correct one, or this is something only politics or rhetorics. Because as an institution, as universities, we have to work based mostly on data, based on research. I think this will help to create a more right and correct response on this current situation. Of course, as said by Ambassador Joy, no country immune from conflicts or problems. Probably if we remember the joke of our former president, Gusdur, when he was asked by a British journalist, the British journalist asked, Gus, we heard that Indonesia has so many problems. And President Gusdur at times responded, who said that Indonesia has so many problems? We have only two problems. The first problem is the problem that we can solve, And the second problem is the problem that we cannot solve. Let's make it simple, right? So basically, those problems, of course, we need to solve those whatever, but certainly we have to work together. It's not only leave it to the governments to solve for those problems, because now with the universities, with the civil societies, with media in particular, and in particular in this current situation when so many information, disinformations, fake news, hoax, etc. So let's be correct in making judgment on particular issues. I think this is the best way. So based on data, this is the most important. So many datas on institutions, on medias, and whatsoever. So this should be based on fact and data instead of only from rhetoric and from the political statements. Of course, when we are governing or leaders governing their own countries, this should be based on the interest and the wish of the people. So the voice of the people is very, very important. This is the essence of democracy, basically. Vox populi, vox Dei. That's what they said. The voice of people is the voice of God. So let's work within the spirit of democracy, and we nurture.
Check.
Hello. Yes, it works now. That's based on the democracy. That's what we have to nurture. Of course, in the meantime, we should also solve peacefully whatever the problems in our country, and if possible, we can support also in solving problems within our regions. So one good example, actually, we work very tirelessly on the Aceh issues. You know Aceh, of course. We work for 5 years negotiating with the Gerakan Aceh Merdeka, the Aceh Freedom of Movement, because I involved very much in this negotiation for 5 years. So this is a good example how we bring peace within our country itself, and to create this peace with very creative solutions. This is not something that because pressures or because of the interest of other countries. This is the interest of our own country. This is the interest of our people to create peace in our region. And of course, in some other areas, so probably the battery is not so. Hello? Yes. So that's my response for the first question. The second question from Pariki, well, of course, when we talk about culture of peace, so there is no development without peace. You know, they always say, people says, money is the worst coward. Uang itu pengecut yang paling buruk. The money is the worst coward, because there will be no investment, there will be no money, there will be no interest of investors to come to conflict areas. So always money, investment always goes to peaceful areas. This is very, very logic, unless those investments for armaments from the arms companies, they love to have conflicts for them, their arms, their weapons to be sold. But if we talk about development in general, I believe, and everybody believes, that peace is a prerequisite for development. So there is no development without peace, and vice versa. There is no peace without development. That's why I would like to ask Ibu Tiara, for example, because she asked a lot of questions about the situation. Do you have a good education now? You are in the university. You have a good right of food. You eat every day. How many times you eat every day? 2 times, 3 times, right? So no problem so far. You have a good education. You have, well, transportations is something unique here in Jakarta, so many traffic. But at least you do not walk from your house to the university, right? But at least there is an infrastructure given or provided and built by governments. I believe this is also the interest of other countries within our regions to bring more prosperity to our people. So the last one from Pak Setiawan, it's about South China Sea and how, whether ASEAN involved or ASEAN-IPR in particular involved in this. I tell you, at least at this moment, no, because we do not have mandate to touch upon those directly on those conflicting areas, unless you are given by mandate by our political masters in this respect. But if you see that how this development on the South China Sea developed recently, you look at the DOC, you know DOC, right? The Declaration of Conduct, which has been actually agreed and concluded many, many years ago. But now the governments, the respective governments, ASEAN and China work on the Code of Conduct. This is something that rules of the roads, which may help to mitigate and to manage the conflicts and possible conflicts in the area. So let's hope that the governments, Chinese government and ASEAN governments will manage to produce a good code of conduct on South China Sea, so then to preserve peace within our regions. So if you have time to look at and to read our book, Sustaining Peace in ASEAN and the Asia Pacific, Preventive Diplomacy Measures, this is one, there are 8 articles in it, so that's actually something that how our scholars, ASEAN scholars and China scholars also to look at peace within our regions, not only in ASEAN, but also within the larger area, Asia and the Pacific. So thank you so much for those very interesting questions.
Thank you, Edie. May I give the floor now to Ibu Debbie, whether she would like to address any of the questions given from the floor. Silakan, Ibu.
Oke, terima kasih. Tadi Mbak Tiara ya. Oke, Mbak Tiara mungkin saya pakai bahasa Indonesia ya. Karena memang kita harus pilah ya di tahun-tahun politik ini mana yang merupakan statement politik atau yang memang murni dari hasil riset. Kemudian kita harus lihat lagi sumbernya. Ini kira-kira apakah memang ada tendensi untuk sesuatu yang terkait dengan wacana menuju ke 2024 atau tidak. Tapi kalau kita lihat apa yang kita rasakan, tidak ada kan pembatasan apapun terhadap kita akibat misalnya ada investasi dari Cina. Investasi itu tidak hanya dari negeri Cina di negara kita, dari berbagai negara. Dan kalau kita mau kalkulasi mana yang paling banyak itu bukan Cina. Nah itu nanti kita harus melakukan riset lagi, makanya pentingnya riset ketimbang kita mendapatkan sumber dari YouTube ataupun sumber-sumber lain. Karena dari riset kita mendapatkan hasil yang valid dan bisa di cross check ya kebenarannya. Kemudian hate speech itu juga kita harus hati-hati. Gitu. Tidak semuanya apa yang kita dengar itu adalah sebuah truth. Jadi kita harus verifikasi mana yang hoax, mana yang bukan. Okay, so I just want to clarify that we should be careful with these political years in Indonesia. Okay, And then the second question is regarding the relations between prosperity with peace. Only developed countries are peaceful. No, we are in Indonesia actually peaceful, right? Only in certain areas there are conflict of mass conflict or communal conflict, or there are also conflict based on the natural resources dispute. So we cannot generalize that only developed countries are who are prosperous than peaceful. We are in Indonesia also peaceful. Okay, so I can go further later on with so many findings from the research, because research is my jalan ninja. So we can debate with using the valid data. Okay. The ninja road. Okay. So the third one is regarding involving women and youth in South China Sea dispute. Okay, Ambassador Puja already stated about the state approach in conducting some negotiation, code of conduct things and others. But we can also involve women and youth in non-political ways. We can use the cultural ways, like exchanging youth between conflicting countries, conflicting parties in the South China Sea, and also we involve some dialogues among the women or among the youth of those countries, and we can share some common interests and also share projects with them. So there will be no dominant topics only for the violence, but how to build peace and how to create a roadmap using the women's perspective, using the youth perspectives. And we have seen the best practices also in POSO, when one of the ASEA is the women wings of Muhammadiyah, Ibu Ruwaida, is also involved before the Malino peace process in POSO. She cooperates with the priests, the local priests, to make some early peace negotiation between the communities, between the Christian majority community with the Islam majority communities. And they are successful without using the table of negotiation. Okay, that's all what I can share. Thank you very much. And also one more, maybe we can listen from the ma'am from the Philippines. The role of women is very influential in reaching the agreement between Bangsamoro and also the Philippines government. Thank you.
Yeah, in particular because of the chief negotiation leader was a woman, Professor Mariam, yeah, from this.
Well, you mentioned already about the Women Peace Registry, which is composed of 27 peace activists and peace, not only activists, but really, you know, practitioners. And I think we need to activate that because I'm sure they have so many ideas. And we have the mechanism already. And recently, the Philippine government gave another token contribution to IPR. And I told the ED that maybe we can sit down and think of really tangible ways to implement the ideas that we have, implement as you said, no more rhetoric. What is required is action. So the Philippines is committed to that. And Professor, we need ideas. Sometimes we don't have time anymore to think. we are so busy with many things, and that's why it's very easy to be talking about these roadmaps and all that. But you know, consultation is really the first step, and that's why I want to give, you know, that example earlier, because not many nations would want to reach out. And the Philippines believe in the wisdom of good neighborliness. And that's why we are very open and very inclusive. I think that's that's the first step for us towards peace in general. Thank you.
Thank you. Can we have another round of applause for our three speakers, please? Thank you, Bu Debbie, ED, and Ambassador Joy. You may return to your seats. If you have any further questions, perhaps you can approach one of our speakers or other members of our Governing Council and Advisory Board. If you have other burning questions in mind, you may approach them later, hopefully. So for the next order of business, may I invite the Rector of Universitas Muhammadiyah Jakarta and Ambassador Artauli Tobing for a symbolic exchange of tokens between ASEAN-IPR Indonesia and University of Muhammadiyah Jakarta. Okay, so I will give you the questions. I will hand you the questions. And whoever wants to answer, please raise your hand. So whoever I see first raising his or her hand, I will direct it to you. So the quiz, we have 5 questions, all general knowledge about ASEAN or ASEAN-IPR. So you should know this. It's quite easy. Okay, let's start with a very easy one. Question number 1. This is very easy. You should get this from SD, from elementary school. What is the date that ASEAN was established? The date and year that ASEAN is established. If you know, raise your hand. I'll give you 1 minute to Google. I'll give you 1 minute to Google. Can anyone answer what is the date of ASEAN's establishment? Okay, gentlemen over there, please come up here. Please come up here. Don't look at your phone again. I'm not going to give it to you if you look at your phone again. What is the date of ASEAN establishment?
8th of Augustus.
What year?
1967.
Okay, very good. Applause, please. Okay. Thank you. Here we have a very attractive package from ASEAN-IPR for you. Okay. Second question. I think this is also very easy, and if you can't answer this, don't call yourselves university student. Please name all 10 ASEAN member states in alphabetical order. I'll give you a bit of a cheat sheet. You see all those flags right there? They're all in alphabetical order. So name all 10 ASEAN member states in alphabetical order in English. No, ASEAN-IPR interns cannot answer. 10 ASEAN member states in alphabetical order in English. Come on, guys. Come on, seriously. This is a very easy and... Okay. Yes, I see a hand. Very easy and simple question. Yes, come up, please. What's your name?
My name is Widat Hayaza. Widat Hayaza.
Taiza. Okay. Are you from UMJ? Yes. Okay. So name all 10 ASEAN member states in alphabetical order.
Okay. The first one is Brunei Darussalam.
Yes.
Cambodia.
Yes.
Laos.
Jangan nyebut.
Laos.
No.
Oh no.
No.
Okay. Indonesia.
Yes.
Indonesia. Malaysia.
No. You just mentioned it before.
Laos.
Yeah.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
Singapore. Philippines.
No. What's after Malaysia? That's your cheat sheet right there. That's Malaysia right there. What's the flag next to Malaysia? Yellow, green, and the representative is right there.
Okay.
Yellow, green, and red with star. Okay, going
Myanmar.
once. Okay,
Okay, Myanmar.
Next. After Myanmar, what's after Myanmar?
Philippines.
Okay. And then?
Singapore.
Yeah. And then?
And
This next country, the representative is right there.
Thailand.
Yes, okay. Last one. After Thailand?
Vietnam.
Okay, there you go. Round of applause. Guys, seriously, this is elementary school stuff. Okay, mau hadiahnya atau enggak? Mau hadiahnya atau enggak? Okay, thank you so much. Another round of applause, please. Okay. Okay, so next question. Okay, I will make it just a little bit harder, but I think you can Google this as well. What is... That's what they do now, Ambassador. I'm so sorry. What is the date of the establishment of ASEAN Institute for Peace and Reconciliation? This is... This was in the presentation of our executive director. So when was ASEAN Institute for Peace and Reconciliation established? Yes. Do we have any takers? Do we have any takers? Wow, I see people all Googling. Okay, all right, okay. I see you right there. Okay, come up. Please tell me your name first. What's your name?
My name is Keisha.
Keisha, okay. What's the answer? Wow, you just looked at it like 5 seconds ago.
Is 8 November?
No, not 8 November. You're almost there. You're almost there.
12?
No. Going once, going twice, gone. Sorry. Okay, next one. All right.
Can I?
Okay, yes.
18 November 2012.
Yeah?
No. 2012.
Okay, very good. Okay, applause please. Can we have, sorry, what's your name?
My name is Rati.
Rati, okay. Thank you, Rati. Excellent. Okay, question number 4. This you should have paid attention to the opening remarks. No, that was not fast. Okay, what is the theme of Indonesia's chairmanship of ASEAN this year? What is the theme of Indonesia's chairmanship of ASEAN in 2023? I need someone to raise their hand in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow, is there no signal to Google stuff here now, guys? Seriously? Okay, I see a hand. Okay, I see a hand. Please be very clear with your answer. Okay, yeah, Andrew, can you give her the mic, please? Please tell me your name first. What's your name?
My name is Hasna from University of Muhammadiyah, Jakarta.
Okay, what's the answer, Hasna?
The answer is Republic of Indonesia.
No. What is the chairmanship theme of Indonesia? Indonesia is the chair of ASEAN this year, in 2023. What is the theme of their chairmanship of ASEAN? Okay, I have another hand. Do you get a second chance or not? Should I give you a second chance? Okay, but I need a right answer now. Okay, what's the answer? Yeah, stand up please.
The answer is ASEAN Matters Epicentrum of Growth.
Excellent. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, last one. And again, I think this should be easy if you pay attention to Ambassador Joy's presentation earlier. So, Ambassador Joy mentioned a lot about YPS and WPS. Can you tell me what YPS and WPS stands for? What is, apa kepanjangan dari YPS and WPS? I will give 5 seconds for you to think or Google again. Yes, okay, I see a hand there. Yeah, all right. Can I, yes, Andrew, can you hand, no, this way, please. Yeah, okay, she raised her hand first. Yes.
My name Nur Kamila.
Sorry, what's your name?
Nur Kamila.
Nur Kamila, okay. What's the answer?
YPS is Women, Peace, Security.
No, that's WPS.
Yeah, YPS is Youth,
Yeah.
Peace and Security. Kalau WPS, Women, Peace and Security.
Okay, excellent. Yes, round of applause. Thank you so much. So, yeah, we're done with the round of questions. We're out of presents now. All right, so, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I think that brings us to the end of our program. Thank you so much for your active participation. Don't forget to follow ASEAN-IPR on social media. It's at ASEAN_IPR, or you can visit our website as well, www.asean-aipr.org. We also have internship programs, so if you're interested to know more about ASEAN and ASEAN-IPR, we have some of our interns here as well, so you can talk to them as well, maybe to get some insights on how it is to intern at ASEAN-IPR. So again, thank you so much for your participation. And Excellencies, thank you so much for being here as well. We will have lunch provided. So when you leave, you will get a lunch box as well as a bit of goodie bag. Oh, okay, before I close, I want to bring your attention to the screen right here. We will have another activity in September, on the 14th of September at Erasmus House. That's at the Dutch Embassy, Kedutaan Belanda. We will have a panel discussion as well as a youth consultation simulation on lessons learned on developing National Action Plan, NAP, on YPS, Youth, Peace and Security. So again, thank you so much for your attention and for your active participation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.